Welcome to the Quintessential Listening Poetry Online Radio and YouTube Podcast, streamed live from the heart of Washington, D.C. Here, you'll find a portal to vibrant voices, echoing souls, and an ongoing celebration of the extraordinary power of language. So, prepare yourself to join host Dr. Michael Anthony Ingram and his special guests as they explore traditional and spoken word forms of poetry.
Hello, everyone. As the host of this podcast, I regularly curate experiences that celebrate the profound impact of poetry. This particular event was especially memorable for me, as I had the privilege of not only hosting, but also participating poetically alongside two esteemed and world-famous poets, Sylvia, Ladi Di Beverly, and Teresa E. Gallion. Their elegant verses, reminiscent of moonlight, and the melodic cadence of their voices painted vivid constellations in our minds. Both Teresa and Sylvia are exceptional artists, and I found myself humbled by their brilliance. I courageously contributed my unfortunately hoarse and raspy voice to the tapestry of our combined artistry. Also, because the program was chock full of conversations and laughter and the reveling that takes place at poetic events, this particular recording will focus primarily on the performances. So without further delay, I invite you to immerse yourselves in the poetic experiences of two ladies and a gentleman. The event began with a poetry set by none other than Sylvia Diane Beverly, also known as Ladi Di. Ladi Di is a legend. She is globally recognized and has contributed much to the poetic world, and her work is archived at George Washington University's Gilman Library. She's a founding member of Collective Voices, who celebrated their 25th anniversary last year. Collective Voices is a phenomenal group of poets. She's also been featured at Smithsonian museums and celebrated on The Poet and the Poem. She's the author of 2 books. Her upcoming releases include A Kiss of Curiosity and Pitch In. Everyone, Ladi Di.
Thank you so much, Michael. I want to share my first poem. Come, Holy Spirit, keep teaching us. We're all spirit-filled people, carriers of the Holy Spirit, born to be leaders, presenting God's word. With the Spirit we stand fearless. With the Spirit we stand proud. In the image and likeness of God, let us proclaim the mystery of faith out loud. We are present-day apostles. We are people the Spirit has descended upon. Take responsibility in presenting the word of the Lord. Let it lead until our day is done. There's no cost for the gift of the Spirit, just the will to say yes, and acceptance within our hearts. The beauty of faith and prayer will do the rest. Let's go back to the basics, place prayer in our soul, one love, one God, unity of the Holy Trinity rules. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, fill our hearts with joy and love. Kindle in them deeply the gladness of your love. Come, Holy Spirit, keep teaching us. Keep teaching us. My next poem is Women of Today. We're celebrating Women's History Month in the month of March. And I thought that this would be a good poem to present on this occasion. We have come this far by faith, one step at a time. Plant powerful steps, mighty good, strong steps, one step at a time. Giving our earnest effort towards humanity, showing compassion, understanding, courage, kindness, with everlasting love. Making sure we take good care of ourselves. Exercise, water, good nutrition, prayer, some recreation, of course. Of course, rest and relaxation. Work hard, play hard. Instilling this in our children. Have good moral character. Knowing confidence exudes a mind of their own. Study history of your ancestry. Create a family tree and leave an admirable legacy. Choosing path of righteousness brings forth desires to do what is right. Let freedom ring. Be fair. Do right thing. If we trust in God, He will do things for us, insist in our needs and beyond. He didn't bring us this far to leave us now. Hold on to God's unchanging power. We have come this far by faith. Hallelujah. My next point is the joys. Trying to put it in here. The joys of solitude. Perpetually peace was the gift she longed for. Not gold, not diamonds nor minks, just a pot of quiet and promising peace. Every gift-giving occasion she never failed to make the small request. As time passed, she would be grateful for whatever gift she received, still feeling a great need for purity of peace. Everlasting hope, charitable gains, while she focused on power of faith without consistent pain, waiting on peace throughout her lifetime. Today, her family and friends know peace within brings joys of solitude. My next poem is Misty Eyes. I wrote this poem after having an appointment, I'll say, with my primary care doctor. After going through, I'm now in my third year of a cancer journey, but God has been good. I wrote this poem after visiting with him. Misty Eyes. Strong sentiments of serious care comforts my mind, heart, and soul, eases my spirit, brings feelings of sincere love. Agape love, love with sensational care, good feelings knowing you are there, knowing you truly care, strengthens my soul being. I can walk better, I can see clearer, I can carry on. Silent tears roll down my face, tears of joy and happiness. You make my eyes misty. That is what he said to me. more than satisfied. Smiling, because I see earthly light shining into a winter skies bright. Wondering what goodness life holds in store. It seems no matter what we have, we are never satisfied. We always want more. Today I'm oh so satisfied. I'm still here. More and more freckles on my face, lines running a race with my smile. Silver in my hair shows signs of wisdom, offering up much respect like sunlight to a natural prism. Extremely delightful to see how beautiful you are in my eyes. Happy to unite with true love of my life all over again. Break every chain. You matter. With confidence, lead the way. Trailblazers form ways to feel free. No chains, no locks, no keys. Grasping freedom, walking in rhythm, unafraid. Knowing we can read whatever we want to read. We can walk where we want to walk. Sit where we want to sit. We can worship where we want to worship. Go where we want to go. Think, believe, achieve. Break unmerciful chains. Flow through fragrant gardens, feel fire under feet, allowing us to push hard through obstacles, jump hurdles, rise to higher heights, unveil our dreams to reality. Dreams do come true. Let your dreams shine above clouds. In our hearts and minds, deeply there's time to accomplish our goals and desires. Hold on to God's unchanging hands. Praise Him. Believe with persistence and love. Have faith. All chains will vanish. Let chains be a mirage of past. Get a renewed lease on life. Open doors. Unlock our hearts. Fertilize our minds. Hold on. Break every chain. Something you don't like? Something just not right? Be the change. Break the chains. Break every chain. Break them. Stand up. Speak out. Be the voice. Speak your mind. Voice your choice. Break every chain. Fruitful people, I love you. Break those chains. My next poem is a poem that I wrote after visiting a plantation, woodlawn plantation in Alexander, Virginia. Some of you may have heard Voices of Woodlawn. It's a group of us that write poetry in the voice of our enslaved ancestors. I wrote this poem in the voice of the children. Mama, oh mama. Mama, is Master going to sell you from us today? Mama, I surely pray not, because I don't know what me and Nettie, Plisty and Jimmy would do, Mama, without the comfort of your touch and the sweetness of your voice. Oh, Mama, we would be sad, sadder than sad. So sad, Mama, if we didn't have you. Mama, will we ever be able to live our own life together? Just you, me, and my sisters and brother? How come, Mama? How come we can't run about and sing and play and be free? Oh, Mama, what would make a person feel like they're better than someone else? Make them feel they could treat them any old way. Huh, Mama? Talk rude to them, violate their personal space, disregard and disrespect. We humans too. What on earth did we do to deserve such a ridiculous way of life? Oh, Mama, will things ever change? Love's been here all the time. Love's been here. Yeah, man, all the time. You were the furthest being from my mind. I looked at you, darling, and I said, oh, no. And then I thought again, and I said, oh, baby, maybe. Love's been here all the time. Surely a handsome, gallant knight. Perhaps it's that smile of delight, coupled with dimples and a determined might. Or just the inspiration and wisdom received. Spending time with you feels a great need. Honey, you're a rare breed. Love's been here all the time. True love, a blessing from heaven above. Pure as the likeness of a graceful dove. What I see in you now, appreciation and love. A lifetime of being single, thought I couldn't find Mr. Not mattering how often I mingle, once a year or every night. Oh, my darling love, love's been here all the time. Now that we have committed, I'm sure true love is in it. Isn't it just great? We're so happy, we're wonderful soulmates. Dreaming and singing the same tune. Just my sweet darling, I'll be your lovely bride real soon. Love's been here all the time. It's been here all the time. I'm so happy you're mine. Love, 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 darling. It's been here all the time. And my last poem for this set is a special dedication tonight for our esteemed host, Dr. Michael Anthony Ingram, for his birthday today. My poem is entitled Magnificent Man, because that's what he is to all of us. Magnificent man. Oh, so ecstatic to have known a few. Greetings always with a warm smile and gentle embrace for you. Your presence alone gives off electrifying security, keeping us everlastingly informed of current events and history. Magnificent man, sitting around the round table with peace and earnesty, surely a grand feeling for family and for me. Talking about jazz, lemon tree, and the high back chair. Fond memories perpetually, always listening year after year with love unconditional. Magnificent man, realistically proud, spiritual and true, a shining example always for our youth to look up to. Extending services to many near and far, you place the gleam in our eyes forevermore. You're a shining star. Flavored with a big heart of no nonsense, yet a man of humor, honor, laughter, and wit. Magnificent man, we see strength and courage with a mere glance toward you, always lending a helping hand with a gentleman's style so true. Yes, you're a magnificent man, and my life is better for I perpetually known you. Magnificent man, that's you, Dr. Michael. Thank you.
Thank you so
Magnificent
much.
man.
Thanks so much for the poem. It makes my birthday. Thank you. The next poet is Teresa E. Gallion. Teresa is a spiritual seeker who finds solace in writing. She's influenced by Sufi poets Rumi and Hafiz. She's published 5 books, including Walking Sacred Ground and Scent of Love. A finalist in a number of prestigious book awards, her latest collection, Come Egypt, was released in March 2024. She shares her work as a reflection of her spiritual journey and her love of nature. Everyone, I give you Teresa E. Gallion.
Thank you, Michael. And I'm honored to be here with both of you. And I want to say kudos and happy birthday to you. Of course, I'm going to read from my new book, Come Egypt. And I won't say too much. I'll just read, other than to say that this book has had the writing of this book has had a major influence on my life. It has been a life-changing experience for me because it took me so deep into the inner planes of my own personal life. So a lot of that is reflected deep within the verses that I ended up writing that had me going back and forth between Egypt and my homeland here in New Mexico. The first piece I'll read is called The River Still Flows. My walking meditation draws me to the spirit of the Rio Grande, soothing in the morning light. I feel regal after the benediction of an Egyptian massage. No words to adequately describe the ancient hold of energy of temple ruins and tombs, unearthed in all of their glory. Geez, my many lifetimes sitting here beside the river. I am remarkably blessed here in the Bosque with a wave of New Mexico love light surrounding me. I gaze the eloquence of delightful cottonwood as it sings in green lyrics all around the river and me. I could shout my gratitude over and over again, and that would not be sufficient to express my joy to be home in my beloved New Mexico, reflecting on my journey. I touch the Rio Grande, step out of my body into the Nile River. I feel the weight of 4,000 years speak to me in tongues I can understand when it tells me I am still here. Mankind may pollute and abuse me, cause a temporary flu, cannot destroy me. I will be here when all the pathetic souls of earth leave the planet, for I am eternal. I am the key of life. I am the fluid of life. I am the goddess of energy. I will survive another 4,000 years. I will still be here. My soul feels the cold vigor of those years, making me tremble in the magnitude of those words. It is the power of earth to tell a story in generational waves as we repeat the cycles of life and death, and the river still flows. Coming back into my body, I sit by the Rio Grande, run my fingers across the water, feel the connection between the Nile River and the Rio Grande, and the essence of a river's flow. When I returned from Egypt, I spent time camping on the Arkansas River in Colorado, and I was still writing about Egypt. And this poem is a reflection of that. It's called Reserve Space. The back end of the axe beat stakes into the ground to hold my tent in place next to the river. Still, it is not secure. The wind may take it away. I do not want to be held in place like this tent. I want to swim deep and rise like a phoenix, reborn as goddess of this river, singing in the choir of its flow. I feel the heaviness of 1,000 years dragging me in my contemplative state. I move forward by divine grace on the Nile River and flood the landscape to renew the earth. Now I float in the Arkansas River that gives pleasure to ungrateful humans. For a moment, I still feel the blue Nile massaging all my senses. I throw a kiss of gratitude at two rivers and hold space in my heart for both. I inhale the vigorous flow of the Arkansas River and feel the Nile running through my veins. Redemption. Take your eyes to the tears laundry. Wash them. Go back on deck. See the world in a new light. Blood streams down my face. I want to touch you, but no, I cannot expose what is forbidden. You are an image of me and the wonder of my past lives floating down the Nile. The marriage of water and light pulls me close to the river. I want to touch purity in that union, but cannot bear to embrace it. The memory is too painful. Perhaps next time when the scar feels less tender. My desire stands in shadows, stoking fires burning inside me, working to expand my fears. Now, I understand the gift of stubbornness. I shall not be ruled by fear. Goddess of the river smiles as we ride currents, celebrate my insight. Never alone again. I come from the womb of love, open to embrace a soaring heart, riding on wind-battered time. The sacred dead rest beneath sand and rub my eyes on bygone ages. I am drunk on ancient water rolling over my breast. My bones are a temple of love that rose from the pure elixir of the Nile. I bathe in sacred water and wait for you to write hieroglyphics of love on the walls of my body and massage my bloodstream. I want to join my flow to yours forever. Float in the essence of pure light. Never leave me alone again. Descendant ones, I am water and you are fire sucking me up. Someday I will dry up or you will burn out. Either way, we win in the balance of nature. The only way to rise again is from the ashes, a dried sand, cleaned to begin anew, an unspoken vow to live as kings and queens. Was that your intention, descendant ones? To hell an afterlife as ornate as ancient Egypt? I sing to silence a thanksgiving prayer. Life goes on even after I leave Earth, where it renews itself. I pay homage to all the trinkets you left in your tombs, dearly beloved ones. Which one was for me, I do not know. I am happy to walk this piece of earth again, knowing I do not need to take anything with me when I cross the rainbow bridge. Light of love will open its door, and that is enough to sustain me. I will come back and try again to learn to love and be of service. I walk these tombs today in remembrance. I hear a melodious cry of an ancient Egyptian phoenix serenading my inner solitude. I hear a dialect only my heart understands. It is singing the stories of many lifetimes of a glorious civilization inscribed in time. Confused, yet pulled by energy of this space called Egypt, the power of its purpose continues unfolding as archaeologists still dig daily. One obsessed generation after another attempts to decipher the power of this regal civilization. Every new day tempts soul to return, to see, to hear the noise of the ancient ones rise from the sand. Behold me. A nightingale sits on the foot of Ramesses III. He stares beyond my physical body. No outward sound comes from his throat. Yet I feel the engaging, deep lyrics within. It is a welcome song to enter the tomb. I feel an empathetic body leaned against my light body with the scent of love rolling from eyes that see through me. What is the message for me as I enter this tomb greeted with, hello? My spiritual wings open and light flows through me. The intensity of the message floats across the tomb's walls. Welcome, dearly beloved. How has your journey progressed the last 3,000 years? Let us talk. I want to behold your magnificent spirit shining through. And the last one is wall paintings. I love it when walls talk. The soft, sensual paintings pull at my cleavage and rough, rugged edges slap hard. These ruins, gifted from the desert sand, poetry to my soul. I ask fairies of the universe to take me for a ride on the scales of these walls. Imprint me with hieroglyphics that burn with the golden tongue wisdom my soul needs. The wall paintings shackled in the sand have been waiting 4,000 plus 1 year for humble souls ready to eat the knowledge painted on the walls. When the fairies pause in mid-flight, I see a mirror image of myself, dressed like a queen who smiles back at me. Thank you. And thank you so much for all of you being here, especially my two dear friends, both Mary December and Stacy Dyson. Love you both.
We've heard from the ladies. Now it's time to hear from the gentlemen. And that's me. Lady Di was kind enough to read my bio.
Dr. Michael Anthony Ingram is host and producer of the popular podcast Quintessential Listening, Poetry Online Radio. A retired university professor, he is committed to employing the arts, specifically poetry, to raise awareness about issues related to the intersection of power, privilege, and oppression. He is a Pushcart Prize nominee and has gained international fame as a spoken word artist. His forthcoming poetry collection, When Cherry Blossoms Fall on Black Skin, will be available later in 2024. Please show some love for our birthday gent, Dr. Michael Anthony Ingram.
All right. Thank you, Lady Di. Thank you so much. What I'd like to do, not for a long time, is share some poetry based on my own lived experience as a man in this world, as a Black man in this world. And the first piece was written to reflect my childhood. The mechanics of Aretha around me. When I was young and oh so misunderstood, I would often close my bedroom door and sit on the floor. I would drink ice-cold cherry Kool-Aid from a white paper cup and eat large spoonfuls of peanut butter on crackers. I would also listen to music that softly played on the wobbly old brown record player stored in the corner of my... Sitting in the dark, alone, I listened to cadent sounds and voices carved into disc-shaped vinyl 45 RPM speed records that forward and was deliberately, faithfully repeating the same 1.8 seconds of track. These disc-shaped records produce sounds and voices that spun like whirling dervishes on the dull edges of a rusty turntable needle. Motown was hailed as the epicenter of the new sounds of young America. Philly soul is served fresh from the city of brotherly love. The jazz of Coltrane and my favorite, the queen of soul, Miss Aretha Franklin. The gospel and soul siren who crossed over chasms that shelter the land of the... A sun-kissed mockingbird whose cavernous voice created new routes to the moon. The strange mix of audio clicks, pops, whoops, and loud grooves transported me into 3 whole minutes of love, of pain, of sadness, 3 soulful minutes that round midnight soothed the parts of my young, oh, so misunderstood and already broken heart. Go to bed, boy. You better not scratch that record. Loudly, recklessly, I'd often hear outside my bedroom door evil words spewed by my younger sister, a bad-mannered girl who regularly wore crimson and cream-colored earrings with Mama's sapphire jewel scarf every night. This ain't the weekend. 2 tired voices from 2 doors down the hall yelled in unison. You've got school in the morning. Turn those lights off and go to bed. Lights turned off quickly. Music turned down squeaky low. Still entranced, I stay up moved by the dust scratches, audio clicks, pops of the Queen of Soul's strength, and other heartfelt crooning carved into the fist-shaped black vinyl, healing my weak and oh so wounded heart. When I was young, I wanted to be an expatriate, and traveled to Paris, France, because I'd heard that so many African Americans in the 30s, 40s, and 50s moved to France. Because at that time, race was not the most salient aspect of their existence. Where here, you covered it. And not that you don't want to be colored in it, but the way that you colored in it is detrimental to your system. So this is titled When I Dream of Paris. And I usually set it to Claude Debussy's Prelude to the Afternoon of a Fall. I use Stravinsky's version of that classical piece. When I dream of Paris, the sky is filled with expatriate desires that mill like dolly landscapes across the horizon. I walk briskly along the Champs-Élysées, stopped only to drink coffee at a small cafe near the river's edge. I must drink quickly. But patriot desires don't linger long. When you live in small town North Carolina, a place where Dolly is better known as the name of the melancholy schoolgirl with faraway eyes who lived fast yet died young. But when I dream of Paris, my nostrils fill with transporting fragrances that lure and enchant like the city of light itself. I inhale the beauty of La Sacré-Cœur, Montmartre, and Montparnasse, and sniff delicately the flowers and leisure dandelions. But I must exhale slowly, because transporting fragrances don't linger long when they're bundled up in dirty clothes that your mama washes for neighboring white families, and it's your turn, it's your turn, it's your turn to sort. But when I dream of Paris, the night is filled with the music of Josephine Baker. Eavesdrop as her siren song calls the twilight when she did that more. But I must listen intently. For the voice I hear is not that of La Femme Josephine, nor the gentle sounds of Mrs. Mary Alice Grayson, an older woman that my family visits at the Greater Peace Nursing Home. In her room, in her private world, she stands and shimmies all day to the rhythm of the music she alone hears as she smiles and curtsies to the men she knew when she knew no loss. Breathless but antiquated memories, she clutches her tattered purse and fingers the red silk rose that is still pinned to her dress. But when I dream of Paris, I stop the dream and I'll wait for more realistic life. The next piece is titled Act of What Is Philosophy. When I was young, I swallowed in its entirety the aim of what is philosophy, meaning it is what it is. If it is what it is, and that you should not question what it is, if it is what it is. So I obeyed, believing it is enough. My daddy said it was enough. My mama said it was enough. The preacher said it was enough, and the president said it was enough. So no longer did I need to peek behind curtains. I walked around blindfolded, accepting shadows as substance. Time, a patient sculptor, chipped away at the facade, revealing the hidden isn't, a glimmer of truth beneath the painted mask. Now I dance with doubt, a waltz of question and answer. The familiar cracks revealing something new is not a betrayal. but a metamorphosis, birthing the butterfly of what is. And if the familiar holds, it's not stagnation, but a deeper understanding of the layers of an onion peeled back, revealing the sweet, pungent core of truth. So always remember to question what it is, because it is what it is until you find out that it ain't. And you'll never know what it ain't until you find out what it is. This next one is the boxer and the ringmaster. Young man, your fists clenched tight. You dream of grappling giants, but listen close, son. The real fight ain't with gods in the clouds. It's right here in the dust. Life, that sly ringmaster, he throws the hardest jabs. He bobs and weaves, a phantom dodging every swing. He'll whisper promises of glory, then unleash a sucker punch of doubt. He'll cheer you from the sidelines, but leave you to face the toughest rounds alone. 24 hours a day, 12 rounds of sweat and grit, each sunrise a bell, each sunset a final gong. The world throws haymakers, left hoops of heartbreak, uppercuts of loss. Your face swells with tears, knuckles cracked from the blows. You taste your own blood. Feel the canvas kiss your back. Every breath is a grunt. Every cry is a wail. You do not wear fancy gloves to soften the blows. Just raw knuckles against the storm. You swallow your fear, spit out despair, fuel your fire with the embers of your will. But where's your cornerman? That's my life. Who lured you into this ring? He's been through the wars with you, celebrated victories. You licked your wounds in defeat. You thought he was your partner, the one who picked your fights, trained your spirit. But now, when shadows loom and the crowds roar, he's nowhere to be found, just a whispered apology on the wind. No time to train, kid. Got to get you to the next match. In this war, you dance alone. With each sunset bringing with it new challenges, you are thrown into the ring of a world of uncertainty, a whirlwind of chaos, testing your mettle. But don't forget, son, those whispers of harder, quicker, stronger than life used to utter. They were lessons, not taunts. So fight, son. Fight like the sun paints the dawn, relentless and bold. Life may be a ringmaster, but you are the champion in your own ring. Every stumble, every bruise, a badge of honor. With every sunrise you rise again, bloody, unbowed. For in this fight, the only opponent you truly conquer is yourself. And one day, when the final bell tolls, you'll out of the ring, battered but unbeaten, head held high, and life, that old trickster, might give you a wink and say, "Not bad, kid. Not bad at all." This next one, it's called Highway Me Home to Heaven. Sun-kissed porch. June's laughter swirls, gin and juice sing on my tongue, life's sweet pie, a sticky crumb, when a whisper swift and young. Jesus walked the earth again. My heart, a mule, kicks up dust. He had touched down on Uncle Zebo's roof. Might he grace my humble crust? Panic paints my dusty rooms, scrubbing sins, forgotten stains. Lord, highway me on home. I'm tired of this burning ring. Get in the fast lane, Jesus. Open wide. My soul yearns for your embrace. The family feast, a heavenly spread. I thirst for their blessed face. Mary's cakes, a fragrant cloud, Moses swirling his staff of light, Gabriel's trumpet splits the sky, angels dance in robes of white, voices murmur in the stars, a chorus calling below, faster Jesus, faster Jesus, faster Jesus, faster still, my spirit longs to go. Heaven's gate, a golden dawn, welcomes weary, yearning souls. No more dust, no more waiting, only love that makes us whole. A forgotten soul woke up early this morning. Tired. He had not slept. A deluge of rain had crept from the morning sky, spilling a barren and bruised amount of rain against his window. The downpour, a vengeful drummer, pounded and kept time with the frantic beat of his own heart. He was a soul adrift, forgotten by the world, and lost in the torrent of his own turmoil. The rain mirrored the tears he could not seem to outrun. Each drop a silent testament to the prison his mind had built as he lay. Nelson Mandela's words from 2008 echoed in the storm's din. I can't pretend that I'm brave and that I can beat the whole world. A forgotten soul woke up early this morning, mired. His existence had become a suffocating torrent. It had engulfed him, overwhelmed him, and enslaved him in his stifling embrace. He was adrift, a castaway in a sea of his own despair as he lay there. The Martin Luther King's voice from 1967, a mournful trumpet sliced through the air. As long as the mind is enslaved, the body can never be free. A forgotten soul woke up early this morning, tired, his body a tapestry of aches offered no solace. The rain mirrored the tears he couldn't seem to outrun. Each drop a silent testament to the prison his mind had, perfectly capturing his own grief. And as he lay there, he remembered Miss Fannie Lou Hamer's raw cry and declaration from 1964 that mirrored the ache in his bones, the weariness in his soul. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. A forgotten soul woke up early this morning, tired. A pale light fought his way through the windows, illuminated a crumpled job application. He had found a new job. A job that beckoned him with minimum wage promises and thoughts of a new beginning, a flicker of hope. Finally, a chance to escape that familiar sting of fear. As he lay, Zora Neale Hurston's words in 1928, tinged with riot defiance, brought a ghost of a smile. Sometimes I feel discriminated against, but it does not make me angry. It merely astonishes me. How can anyone deny themselves the pleasure of my company? It's beyond me. A forgotten soul woke up early this morning scared. He felt suspended between the despair and possibility. He didn't know if he could outrun the storm, but perhaps he could find shelter within himself, a sunrise brewing in the wreckage of the night. He still yearned for the comfort of darkness, the rain's mournful lullaby, but the first rays of dawn held a promise, ever faint, of a different kind of rain, one of cleansing, of renewal, of a soul no longer forgotten, but finally found. He would step out into the rain, not fleeing, but facing it, finding his first strides toward being remembered. As he gazed at the morning light, he paradoxically filled with both shouts. He had traded oblivion for a new cage, bartered freedom for a paycheck. And finally, good people, hang in there with me. This is called Grammatically Incorrect, a spoken word symphony. They try to box me in, pin me down with labels, nouns that hang heavy, verbs that dictate my every move, but I am not an object to be possessed, nor a marionette that's with strings for limbs. I am not a whisper of is or was, nor a future tense that can be predicted. My being is a hurricane, ever shifting, rewriting its own narrative, unfurling in defiance of their finite definitions. Forget your adjectives, forget your modifiers that diminish me. My light burns too bright to be dimmed by their pale comparisons. I am not dependent on their approval, their scales of good and bad. I work my uniqueness as a crown, a tapestry woven with threads of resilience and fire. Conjunctions cannot connect me to their expectations. Prepositions cannot place me beneath their gaze. I am not an afterthought, a footnote in their grand narrative. My voice will rise, a chorus untamed, unconfined by their rules. Yes, I am grammatically incorrect. A sentence that breaks the mold. My language is the language of rebellion, a symphony of the marginalized, the misunderstood. It sings of freedom, of carving my own path, of being unapologetically me. Take me. Yes, I am. I am a riot of colors, a whirlwind of emotions. I am the sunrise bursting through the pavement, the divine bloom in the desert sand. I am not an error, but an evolution, a testament to the beauty that lies beyond the confines of your textbook realm. So let me parse them, analyze me, label me with their sterile terms. I will laugh in the face of their limitations, but I am free. Not just grammatically, good people, but in my soul, in my spirit, in the very essence of my being. There is nothing about me that can be described as a noun, a verb, or a cage. I cannot be either and or butted out of existence. I am the phoenix that rises from the ashes, wings ablaze forever, soaring beyond the reach of someone else's prescribed work. Grammatically incorrect. Thank you very much. All right. If anyone has any questions, I think you're ready, Diane.
No, I'm just so amazed by your delivery. I'm amazed by Teresa. I'm amazed by this Lady Di. This was like an epic moment for me. A gentleman and two ladies. Wow, you all have really summed up an amazing poetic spoken word, and it's so full, it's so rich. And I'm so glad that I was able to be a part of this, witness this, be in the audience. I'm speechless, and everybody knows me. I'm never speechless. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, all of you, for this. It was so enriching, and you covered everything, all of you. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
With any concert, there's always an encore.
I'm ready.
All right, Lady Di.
I'm going to share the poem that is now a song, a classical song. A composer saw me reading it on a website, Poetry X Hunger, and he composed music, wrote a music score for my words, and it's a 12-minute CD. And these are the words. And you'll be able to hear the CD soon. It's scheduled to be released by Sidell Records out of Chicago on May the 10th. pitch in. People are hungry, yet people continue to waste food. Her meals were from partially eaten sandwiches thrown in public trash cans. She watched the child throw away a sandwich, one bite out of it. Getting sandwich from can immediately would be her evening meal. People are hungry, yet people continue to waste food. An apple, a pear, a peach, some cherries, some grapes to help provide nutrition, to help curb appetite, praying to God above never to give up ferocious fights. People are hungry, yet people continue to waste food. A project for many years helping my mother make sandwiches in our kitchen with family and friends, taking sandwiches to organizations like FOME so others might eat, brings on cheers, chant, yay, food is here. People are hungry, yet people continue to waste food. Standing on Main Avenue in freezing cold and snow, holding signs stating, "Help me feed my children, if only for one night." People are hungry, yet people continue to waste food. All across the world, people die from hunger and malnutrition. To ignore this plight would be a ridiculous, selfish shame. People are hungry, yet people continue to waste food. What can you do? What can I do? What can others do to end this international plague? The answer is blowing in the wind, doing something consistent. We can all pitch in. People are hungry, yet people continue to waste food. Thank you.
Right. It was beautiful. Beautiful. People are hungry. They continue to waste food. Thank you, Lady Di.
Thank you, Michael.
All right. Gallion, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm going to read the title poem from my book, From Egypt. And this is the poem, From Egypt. All of my dreams spill over the waterfall. I watch the blossoms stream down. I see the tombs of gods, goddesses, and pharaohs beckoning my soul to come home. I hear singing in the wind. Come, Egypt, come home. I left no trace of the last trail I took before translation. Here I stand today with flutters in my ears. Come, Egypt, come home. I tiptoe in the Egyptian desert, gently rest my boots on the ground, bow my head with respect and awe to the wondrous carvings from the sand calling my name. From Egypt, come home. I am a goddess with angel wings, shaking sand off my feathers as I rise, licking the sand from my hands. Time is calling. Come, Egypt, come home. I have trekked around the sun 4,000 times plus one, and I hear a voice messaging my soul. Come, Egypt, come home. Nubians dance with an urgency that grabs my attention. Drums of harmony play a homecoming ritual in my name, shouting out loud. Come, Egypt, come home. I walk in the tomb of Ramesses III, and the hieroglyphics pull at my heart. Resistance is not an option. when the stimulus is so strong. Come, Egypt, come home. Your mummy is no longer usable. It crumbles in the atmosphere. You must embrace a new body to bind your soul. Come to Egypt, come home. Cloud clusters cry in my name, flow into my river of radiance. Drenched in your tears, my heart melts in a wave of love. Come, Egypt, come home. The river sings an ode to joy through the millennia. Here we stand on the deck of an Egyptian yacht, listening. Come, Egypt, come home. Inhale the wind of the morning river. Fold arms around the warmth of hoodies. The morning chill calms the morning brew to assist the sunrise in song. Come, Egypt, come home. Gratitude flows on the deck of Aida for the blessing of this ancient experience. Solitude opens its wings to first light and the delight of the river's flow. The sound current streams. Come, Egypt, come home. The first sighting of morning, a water buffalo stands at the edge of the river staring, slowly chewing its morning mulch. I can feel the song in its heart. Come, Egypt, come home. Rose petals etched with the names of beloveds rise from the sand. I cannot get you out of my dreams. Walking meditations along the Nile River, vibrations in the breeze enfold me. Come, Egypt, come home. When evening bends the light rays across the river, the water whispers just beneath the surface. Come, Egypt, come home. The river's musical surge makes me breathe deep in my soul. My ears twinkle like stars overflowing with energy. I hear, come, Egypt, come home. I bow in reverence at the water's edge. A blanket of earth supports this river as it stumbles over words to spell grace. Come, Egypt, come home. The colored girl's muse rises from its ashes, flies above the river, and speaks in the tongue of the goddess. Come, Egypt, come home. She opens her mouth wide. The breakfast of her tongue sings without resistance. Come, Egypt, come home. Your legs tremble under the weight of your visions. Your heart is in overdrive. Someone, please take my hand. Come, Egypt, come home. How can this be such a powerful plea after 4,000 plus years? I know not the voice singing for me, but I feel the purity and innocence of the call from the temple walls. Come, Egypt, come home. Which one of you standing here with me, stain these walls with life colors? Hear the call like a prayer. Come, Egypt, come home. Come, Egypt, come home. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. This is my signature piece. It's dedicated to my mom. She passed away 2 years ago. But I think the message is universal. And the title is Shelling Beans. In a small southern town, not too far from the one that you no longer claim, I recently visited my mama. I needed to get away from the maddening crowd, the boastful talking aloud that I am no longer what I once was. I left that back there just because. I needed to see her face, behold the originator of a race. I needed to let my mama know that her son was truly on the go in the grand scheme of life. Mine was clearly without strife, and overcome that small town mentality, embrace big city formality. I was a giant among men, degree and all, and too big to fall. I wanted to let my mama know that I'd become all that and more. In the kitchen, there she sat, beautiful, black and fat, smiling from ear to ear. Her baby was home. Too long had he been gone. Dots done come. Old cousin Essie snickered. You see, some of her boys were in jails. Jealousy oft-time flickered. Mama, and a loud voice I proclaimed, for you, the world I've tamed. I'm bigger than big, bolder than bold. When I walk, my way is paved with silver and gold. So ask me, Mama, about the places I've been and the people I've seen. You need some money? Here's yours, my pockets are filled with green. Come, son, she said, and the voice both nice and sweet. Come sit here at the table and help the old mama while she's still able. When a day I've seen, grab that sack and help shell these beans. Mama said with an incredulous voice, came back here by choice. Been out walking with kings and queens. I don't remember nothing about shelling beans. Shelling beans is for the common man. I gave that up when I left the land. So ask me, Mama, about my plate of riches. You need a new dress? I'll buy you one and lay with gold stitches. She looked at me in her wise old way. Although I didn't know exactly what she would say, I knew that it would contain the wisdom of the ages. She had lived a good life. Therefore, her life book was full of pages. She said, son, don't you ever forget, no matter how big you get, that life's about more than being able to walk with kings and queens. Life's about learning how to do the common and simple things like shelling beans. See, shelling beans is a time-honored task. And if you don't remember how, then I should have never asked. For it means that you forgot that true wealth comes from the fruit of the earth, from any place else. What is his real worth? So, my son, tell me your story. Is it only of the riches and the glory? Is it also about remembering how to do the common and simple things like shelling beans in addition to all that you see? Mama said, in a sheepish voice that trembled, but not by choice. I do remember. So I grabbed that sack and helped shell those beans. We shelled went on like hours, it seemed. Yet on that day, I did not mind shelling beans because I shelled at the feet of a queen. Thank you.
Still craving poetry? Hundreds of episodes of the Quintessential Listening, Poetry Online Radio and YouTube podcast are available to listen to or download on iTunes, Spotify, and other streaming platforms. To learn more about the popular podcast or how to become a guest, visit www.QLPORYT.com. Till next time, take care and let poetry ring somewhere throughout the land.